How's it going, everyone? Marriland here, and today we're gonna start up Pokémon Mystery Dungeon, Gates to Infinity. Yeah, that's right. It is finally out in the US. It was actually released March 24th. I apologize, I'm getting over a cold, so that's why I'm a day or two off. But it's okay. It's alright. It gives me a little bit of time to recover, and, yeah, let's play this. So this is the full version. If you happen to play the demo, you'll actually be able to import your data from the demo version. So that's pretty cool. You can just continue right where you left off, which is rather handy. If you play the demo, of course. If you have not, then you won't see the screen. Now, I'm just going to start over just totally fresh, all right? So if you've seen the demo, I did 3 videos for the demo. If you've seen those, there's not as much of a need to see this. Although I am going to be choosing 2 new Pokemon for my team. So it will still be fun. I'll still make sure there's 3 episodes, so when we start with part 4, it'll be right where part 3 left off for both the demo and for this. Anyway, that being said, let's not continue with this save data and let's start fresh. Well, doesn't that look fun? Alright, so let's go ahead and get started here. Use Spot Pass to receive announcements, including ads and data from Nintendo and the Pokemon Company during the game. It's your call if you want to do this or not. You might get some Wonder Mail passwords. So I recommend it. But if you're a privacy junkie, hey, you know what? You do not have to do that. Okay, so assuming you just started fresh here, your only option will be new game. So let's go ahead and start it up. So it basically begins like pretty much every other Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game. There's some kind of swirly background, something's happening, and well, it actually ends up a little differently because you hear a voice. Well, okay, I guess that's been done before. But it does cut to a cutscene, and that's rather interesting. As you can see, it looks like this little Muna needs some help. From a big Hydreigon? Whoa! Look at that thing! Yikes! What was that just now? What could it mean? Those Pokemon? Yeah, so, yeah, and now there's something fuzzy, huh? Wait, that blurry reflection, could that be me? Yeah, so, you know, you see that reflection, you've seen that before in Mystery Dungeon games. However, there's no personality test this time. No, instead, you just get to pick one of 5 Pokemon to be your Pokemon, your avatar, essentially, who you are in this game, who you transform into. So let's go through them really quick. Pikachu, you know, always a favorite. it's pretty good throughout the game. It starts off a little on the weaker side. I found Thundershock is okay, but there's a lot of grass types and stuff early on, so... And with only having 2 moves to attack with, the rest are just damaging moves, you know. But it does get agility later on, which is an amazing move that boosts the speed, well, basically gives your Pokemon extra turns in battle, so that's very helpful. Additionally, it gets discharge later on too, which is very good for clearing out a room. So Pikachu's great once you get a few levels on it. One point to mention, if you're a female player and you want to play as a female Pikachu, currently you're out of luck. It's really sad. It's a big oversight in my opinion, but you can only play as the male Pikachu. You don't get the little heart-shaped Pikachu if you're female. And I've tried a whole bunch of stuff to see if that's indeed true, but nothing I found makes any difference, so that's rather unfortunate. Alright, anyway, we have Tepig, who's pretty good, you know. Rather solid, I guess. Focuses more on attack. Has some stuff early on. Covet, I guess, can be good for taking items from enemies. You know, if you like fire types, it'll be helpful early on. It seems like there's a fair amount of things that are weak to fire. Then we have Oshawott, who's also pretty good, focusing more on special attack, but has some pretty good moves. Assurance will come in handy against the variety of psychic types you run into early on, so that's rather handy. Yeah, and then there's Axew, who's not one of the starter Pokemon from Unova, but still a Unova Pokemon no less. It's a dragon type, so it has resistances to several different types, but it's weak to dragon, and, you know, if you could kind of guess by that cutscene, I have a feeling we'll have to run into that Hydreigon someday. So you may run into some weakness problems later on, but it's still a very solid Pokemon. And then we have Snivy, who tends to be a little bit more defensive, rather rounded as far as attack and special attack go. Pursuit is surprisingly helpful against some of the earlier Pokemon. Additionally, the fact that it's a grass type gives it a resistance to several of the grass type Pokemon you'll run into early on. You know, really whichever you go with, it's okay. It's not like one will clearly win and the other will clearly lose. I've tried to play around with a few different ones just to see, and they're all pretty good. But you know what? I think I'm going to go with Axew, and I don't know why. I never really used it before. It kind of looks fun. And, yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like I have some teeth sticking out of my face right now because I'm all sick. Okay, well, I don't know. That sounded weird. But hey, I look like Axew. Kind of talk like Axew, too. Alright, let's do this. Alright, so I really did turn into Axew. Yeah, that's just weird. Okay, so... in case you're not familiar with the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, these games tend to be rather dialogue heavy. The dungeons in these games, they're also randomly generated, so... oh no! Yeah, I mean, you know, I will probably describe just about everything going on the screen, because I think that's probably the best thing you can do with a Mystery Dungeon playthrough. And I'll probably read the dialogue and do funny voices. Of course, my voice sounds kind of funny right now anyway, but just so you have an idea of what to expect, since these games are more dialogue heavy rather than gameplay heavy, that's probably what you're gonna get. So if that's not your cup of tea, you know, now's probably a good time to leave. Anyway, can't see, I just fell like 10 miles. Come on, wake up, come on. Someone's calling to me, but who could it be? I can almost make out a figure. Is that... alright, so now the all-important second choice is, who do you want for your partner Pokemon? And you can pick one of the 4 that you didn't choose previously. Now, I've been giving this a little bit of thought, and the duo I want to go through the game with, through this playthrough, I want to go through with Axew and Tepig. I don't know why, it's weird. It's not usually me. Hey, you're awake. You okay? What? A Pokemon? A Pokemon is talking to me. You sure you aren't hurt or anything? That's right. I got turned into a Pokemon, so I guess I can understand other Pokemon now. Does it hurt anywhere? Can you hear me? Really? Whew, well, that's a relief. You know, you fell straight out of the sky, right? Out of the sky? Oh yeah, I guess I kind of did fall out of the sky. Huh. Weird. Some kind of light, and I think I fell for a long time. Boy, are you lucky or what? You haven't got a single scratch after falling all that way? That's fantastic. I'm Tepig, by the way. What about you? What's your name? My name? That's right, my name is... Well, like, I've been giving this some thought too, and I usually name my character Devin, but lately I've been getting a kick out of just playing through, sort of actually playing through as someone else, or just not playing through as myself. So I thought of the best two names for these two. I'm gonna name Axew Tusks. And we're just gonna have to wait and see what I name Tepig, but I already know what I'm going to name him. Is your name Tusks? Sure. Tusks? Your name's Tusks, huh? Well, nice to meet you. But where'd you come from, Tusks? Well, I mean, I know you came from the sky just now, but I haven't seen you around here before. So I was asking where you're originally from, where your home is. Of course, it's pretty mysterious how you fell out of the sky like that, but you can't tell me you actually live up there, right? Ha! Well, I suppose not. Or at least I shouldn't. I mean, I could say I'm a flying Axew, an angel sent down from the heavens, but I don't think anyone would believe me. Not anyone normal. Alright, well, I mean, I could always tell them that I'm a human. Oh, well, I'll just go spill the beans. Here, have some beans. What? You're actually a human? And you got turned into a Pokemon because some voice was crying for help? So you fell straight out of the human world and into this one? I guess it was too much to hope that anyone would believe me. Alright, got it. I believe you. I believe your story, Tusks. What, just like that? Without any proof or anything? Sure, I know it's a pretty fantastic story to believe. Humans don't exist anywhere except in fairy tales. That's what I always thought. And it seems totally impossible that a human could just turn into a Pokemon and fall out of the sky one day. But, you know what I think? There are lots of mysteries in the world. But the truth is that maybe those things aren't really all that mysterious at all. Maybe they're just things I don't know about yet. And maybe that's why they seem mysterious. Huh, that's pretty open-minded. That's why I want to learn about all kinds of things and see all kinds of things. I want to meet mythical Pokemon that no one else has ever seen. I want to explore ancient ruins and deep caves. And more than anything, I want to have an adventure. That's right, I want to be an adventurer. And that's exactly why I traveled all the way here to... Ah! Arg, I forgot. The most important meeting of my life. Oh, I gotta get there ASAP, but the path ahead looks really tough. It'll be hard to make it through alone. Or what should I do? That's it! Tusks, please! Will you come with me on the path ahead? My journey is so close to being over, and everything I want is so near. But if I don't hurry, I might not make it in time. I'm really not sure if I'll be able to make it through on my own. Gah! There's no more time to explain. Just come with me, okay? Okay, what? Yeah, so I'm at the Ragged Mountain, the western entrance. And, yeah, first of all, it looks beautiful. I tell you, it's graphically such an improvement over the old Mystery Dungeon games. I love the pixels of the old ones, but wow, I mean, these look great. Now look at this. This is some great graphics, at least in my opinion, for a 3DS. Certainly impressed there. Wow, it's beautiful. Yeah, I know, I just said that. This way, Tusks! Come on, hurry! Alright, let's do this. Huh? The bridge has collapsed. What am I gonna do? How am I supposed to get there now? Ah! Looks like there's no choice but to try going through there. Let's go, Tusks. Alright, let's go. Huh, so you really gotta wonder if it was so easy as just walking across a bridge, if he didn't know it was out. I don't know, it's kind of fishy. Alright, so you're gonna get a whole bunch of these adventure hints throughout the exploration here. That's okay. Yeah, you can move around using either the joystick thingy or the D-pad. Whatever you prefer. The D-pad tends to be a little bit more precise. Now, whenever you find an enemy Pokemon, you can hold in L, and that brings up a menu of all 4 attacks you can use. While holding in L, you just press whatever button it says to use that attack. For instance, if I wanted to use Assurance, I'd hold L and press A. Pretty straightforward. And, yeah, there are a lot of Psychic types early on, so having a Dark-type attack is rather helpful. It'll do a nice amount of damage. Okay, so the Pokemon you can find in this area, just so you know. Oh, actually, it doesn't even show. Darn. Yeah, you can bring up the menu if you press X, and you can go into the status screen. Take a look at your Pokemon's stats. Pretty much everything you've seen before. Assurance is definitely the stronger attack of the two, but Scratch has a lot more power points, meaning you can use it more often. Let's take a look at Tepig here. Now, you do get a chance to name your partner later on, so don't worry about that. We'll make sure we give Tepig a name. One thing that's really helpful is if you go into moves, so you can rearrange your moves here, which is rather nice. But for your partners, or any ally Pokemon you have with you, if you go into the moves, you'll see little check marks there. Well, that means they're able to use these moves in battle. You can press Y on any of these moves and it'll deselect it, or you can press Y again and it'll select it again. That basically means you will not see Tepig using Tail Whip as long as there's no check there. A lot of the ally Pokemon tend to use, like, stat reduction moves very frequently and don't even do anything, so I recommend removing those as soon as possible. Alright, I think that's actually good for right now. You can use this look around if you need to look around your current room. That's helpful for larger rooms. Let's see, you can also press start to change what is shown on the bottom screen. You can show a big little portrait thing there of your active Pokemon, but I recommend having the map because it makes it the most easy, or the easiest to get through. In my opinion, at least. Alright, this little Minchino's hit surprisingly hard. Oh yeah, you can hold in B while you're moving to run. Oh, Oranberries. So these are very good. You can use those to heal when you're in, well, either when you're in battle or when you're just exploring the dungeon. You can also hold in B and A, and that'll just keep you in place and heal up your hit points. If you're, like, in a battle, I mean, if there's enemies nearby, that will advance their turns. For instance, here, if I press B and A right now, see, that's a good chance to let my partner use a move. I think it does heal me 1 hit point, but probably shouldn't do that in battle. Okay, so... oh yeah, but those Oranberries heal you up real good. Let's see, and you can access them either by pressing X and going to items, or just by pressing B, you go straight to your bag. But try to save them, particularly earlier on. You're better off just healing. Now, unlike previous Mystery Dungeon games, there's no hunger to worry about throughout most of the game. So that's very handy. You don't have to worry about some mysterious force sweeping you up, too, if you take up too much time. Now, periodically through these dungeons, there's actually these little outside areas. And they have little events like this one. See how it's sparkling? That means you can press A by it and something will happen. You'll need to do this at various dungeons in order to solve puzzles. I know, that was a really tough puzzle, right? You can hold B to run really fast out here, which looks kind of silly, but I like it. Alright, come on. What do we got in here? Ooh, look at all those berries. Yeah, so if you are Tepig, or whoever your starter or partner is, gets defeated, you don't continue, you lose. So, that's not very good. It's pretty hard to lose in here, though. I recommend fighting all of the Pokemon and picking up all of the items. It'll help later on. It'll give you some experience that you need. Plus, you know, it gives you some practice. Now, when you see that little blue number floating above your head after you knock out a Pokemon, that's how much experience you're gaining. Additionally, the yellow number after you hit a Pokemon determines how much damage was done. That's probably pretty obvious. You probably didn't even need me to tell you that. But I figured I'd point it out. Let's go ahead and use Assurance on that thing. Now, as you walk, you restore a lot of hit points. Seems like there's no problem healing up between fights. So that's good. Yeah, so you can learn some stuff if you press X. Go to, like, dungeon hints. You could probably take a look at it, but it's not going to be very exciting. Let's see, dungeon status. Oh yeah, that's just like what the weather's like. Oh yeah, see, here's all this stuff that probably learned. Yeah. Looks like Tusks and Tepig can't evolve right now. See, this goes over some stuff. Nothing too helpful. You could give up if you want, but who wants to give up? Also, you can set your window type. This is pretty neat. You have a few different options. I don't know. I mean, they all kind of look cool. The blue's the default, but I think I'm going to go with this nice-looking brown one. You can also change when the grids are shown, which, I don't know. Doesn't seem to have worked. Oh well, not a big deal. Oh wait. Ah! You need to press A if you want to save the settings, that is. There we go. See, now the grids will show all the time. If you're a player who, you know, doesn't quite know where one space is, this can be very helpful just to get an idea. But I'm not going to play that way. Some of these other options, you can put the map on the top screen. It's not too distracting. That's nice if you want to have the stats on the bottom, especially since it doesn't get in the way too much. But I don't really see it as necessary. Your call, though. Alright, let's go ahead and just take that off. Okay, that was fun, right? Let's move on. Okay, well, we're on the other side now. That's just dandy. Hey, way to go. Oh, wow, look, it's like really wood now. Huh, that's kind of interesting. I don't know if I like it or not. All right, we finally made it to the other side. We're almost there now. Let's give it our all. All right, let's give it our all. The thing I like about using Tepig is I can give it kind of a deeper, nerdier voice. I don't know. It works very well when I'm sick. Let me put it to you at that. All right. Are you ready to go ahead? Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead. And just like that, we've completed our first dungeon. Sweet. And now you have a choice if you'd like to save your adventure. So, you know what? We're going to leave it at that for right now as the first episode, but I will continue to do more episodes of Marriland's Pokémon Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity adventure concludes. So I'm going to save and return to the main menu. and I will see you next time, everyone.